The story begins on a dark, airy night. Near a lonely highway, a group of occultists was performing a sinister ritual. Through this ritual, they were attempting to summon a demon, none other than the Prince of Hell himself. Just as the ritual neared its completion, a gang of bikers appeared. Their leader, Rock, fired an arrow straight at one of the occultists, knocking him into the fire. The bikers then launched a brutal attack on the remaining cultists, eliminating them all. As they celebrated their victory, a wounded man tried to ambush Rock. However, weakened by his injuries, he collapsed next to his bike. Without hesitation, Rock shot another arrow that struck the bike's fuel tank. The gang then fled the scene, unaware that supernatural forces had resurrected the fallen occultist. The next morning, Nodi and Kim left for work, leaving the bike in the garage. They were puzzled to see the missing fuel cap mysteriously back in place. A little later, Kim received a disturbing call from the police. Something terrible had happened at Nodi's house the previous night. Nodi rushed home and learned from the neighbors that someone had broken in and murdered Buzzer. Inside, blood and tire marks were everywhere. Inspector Cleaver showed Nodi Buzzer's decapitated body. After a brief questioning, Cleaver let Nodi go. Back home, Nodi began working on the bike again and replaced the tank. Kim was still shaken by Buzzer's death, but Nodi seemed unaffected. When Kim admired the bike alone in the garage, she was unaware that the bike was watching her. Nodi soon returned, eager to take it for a ride. But just as he began enjoying his new ride, the same biker gang returned and the demonic bike recognized them instantly. One by one, the bike attacked the gang members. Nodi was confused and the bikers swore revenge on him. Shaken, he returned home, only to be visited again by Inspector Cleaver. The inspector handed him Buzzer's belongings, including a package containing Buzzer's severed head, causing Nodi to scream. But then, he woke up. It had all been a nightmare. The following day, as Nodi and Kim prepared for Buzzer's funeral, Nodi panicked when he didn't find his bike outside. Kim pointed to the garage, reminding him that he had parked it there. When Nodi tried to start it, the bike refused to move into sunlight, so they took a different ride. At the funeral, Nodi spotted the biker gang again, but luckily they didn't recognize him. Back home, he once again managed to get the bike running because the sun had already set. Later that evening, Nodi took Kim out to a bar, leaving the bike parked outside. As the biker gang passed the bar, they recognized the demonic bike. Inside, Rock shot an arrow that struck Nodi's table. Nodi ignored the threat and went to play pool, but Rock and his gang wouldn't back down. One of them, Cooper, harassed Kim, and when she resisted, he got aggressive. Nodi fought back and a brawl ensued. The fight escalated into another room full of weapons. Rock attacked Nodi with a sword, and Nodi fought back. He told Kim to get the bike ready so they could escape. As Kim prepared the bike, Nodi was forced to fend off the bikers, eventually jumping out of a window. Just then, Rock shot an arrow that hit Nodi's arm, but he made it to Kim and escaped. They stopped at a food joint and Kim, waiting outside, asked Nodi to add extra garlic to their meal. The word garlic enraged the bike. It sped off with Kim despite her attempts to stop it and abandoned her in a dark alley. One night, while resting at a parking zone, the bike was approached by a female police officer who attempted to ticket it. When she touched its headlight, it bit off her hand. The bike then returned to the garage. The next morning, Nodi discovered a human hand lodged in the bike's headlight and its tank filled with blood. Terrified, he ran to a church where a priest's assistant eventually led him to the priest. Though skeptical at first, the priest agreed to help. Back at the garage, the priest tried to expose the bike to sunlight. When the bike resisted, it attacked, injuring the priest. Convinced now of the bike's possession, the priest said they needed to identify the specific demon to exorcise it. Before leaving the hospital, the priest gave Kim a cross and surrounded her with garlic garlands for protection. The trio gathered ritual supplies and set out for the garage, but the cursed bike sabotaged their vehicle. Forced to take a bus, they lost precious time. By the time they reached the garage, it was already dark. Despite this, the priest began the ritual. The bike stirred up violent winds and attacked him. Undeterred, the priest continued chanting, weakening the bike. He then poured holy water on it, causing sharp metal parts to emerge. As it lunged again, Nodi intervened with a cross, and they escaped. After a brutal confrontation, Nodi tricked the bike into getting stuck and pushed it into a pond. Believing the nightmare was over, he relaxed until he saw its glowing headlight underwater. Horrified, he ran until he met Inspector Cleaver, Kim, and the priest. Still shaken, Nodi entered a gym to hide. The bike followed. After it attacked a man, Nodi finally fought back, damaging its headlight and knocking it unconscious. But it wasn't over. The bike reawakened and attacked Cleaver, who fought back with his garlic-laden breath. The bike retreated. As it lunged at Nodi again, he accidentally turned on UV lights, which weakened it further. Finally, the group used holy crosses and chants to destroy the bike. Peace returned to Nodi and Kim's life. One day, while Nodi was repairing a bike, he accidentally cut himself. As his blood dripped onto the garage floor, it soaked into the cursed bike's tank and the cloth he used was sucked inside. The bike wasn't dead. Not yet.